Heidi ho, Space Rangers. Welcome back to the Galactic Showdown here at Skate Wars. I'm Aria from Derby Date Night.
And I'm Danny Mac. I'm an announcer here. You had to say Heidi ho, Space Rangers.
I have to say Heidi ho, Space Rangers.
I guess that's how
every
we start.
Time.
That's just how we start.
It's canon now.
That's right.
We're still trying something new with some behind-the-scenes information and analysis, and we hope that you're enjoying coming with us.
And tonight we'll be talking about all the games today. We'll preview what's coming up tomorrow, kind of look back, look forward, that sort of thing. But the previews are going to include a little bit of fun. We're going to integrate our upsets of the day that we will be predicting and our bouts of the day that we will be predicting. So take those for a grain of salt or what you will. And then, it's the best part of today, though, has been who we've run into.
Oh, yeah.
These tournaments especially feel like a family reunion.
They really do.
Your team, like our state team is here. You have some of these collectives that are here that draw from people we know. So it's really just like a big old family reunion.
Oh, it totally is. I got in trouble earlier because I took 45 minutes to get from one end of the room to the other end of the room because I was stopping every 10 minutes to say hello to old friends, new friends, and I love it so much.
Yeah, I understand that.
It's so much fun. Well, as you can see, I went all in on the space theme today. I don't know if anybody else is doing the themes, but I am, and I'm enjoying it. And tomorrow, I've heard, is the cat theme.
It is.
So that's going to be fun, too.
It will be, and that starts earlier. The first game begins at 9 a.m. tomorrow. So, again, set your alarms. This is Eastern time.
Yes.
So if you're in a different time zone, make sure you're set. And especially these collective teams, you'll have 3 time zones represented. So make sure you got your time square on that one. The games will also finish roughly around the time that they do today, but those semifinal matchups are the big ones. 7:45 and 8:15 are when those go off Eastern time.
Those are going to be great games tomorrow night. All right, ready to get into the good stuff.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about how today went. We're going to run through the games real quick before we give you some thoughts for tomorrow and what we're going to be expecting to see in those matchups. So, Danny, you want to start us off?
Yeah, let's kick it off. The Michigan and Salam bout. That was the very first bout of the whole tournament this morning. 200 to 142. That was a Salam win. Salam played solid. I mean, just flat out solid. They had great work from their jammers. Team Michigan, as we mentioned, is a B team, but they're not. I mean, they're a very talented squad, but Salam shredded them apart. I mean, it was really a jammers game for that team. The next game, 9:30, the second game of this one, API Fury versus Team Ohio. API Fury just barely nosing that one out. The closest game of the day. It'll be a good rewatch. Like if you get on the Lansing Roller Derby YouTube channel, watch that one again.
I was announcing on track 3, but I could see track 2, and I kept talking about the score of what was happening with the API game, and I know that is going to be a rewatch one for me for sure.
Yeah, and we'll talk about it a little later, but API Fury then advanced to a buzzsaw.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
So wait for that one.
Yep. All right, our next game was at 9:45. Our home team, Team Indiana versus Divergence Roller Derby. We did see some of that dancing that I predicted. It was a really fun, competitive game. Indiana did take the lead early in that one and really kept the lead, which brought them into the winner's bracket.
Sure. Next one at 11 o'clock today, that was Jewish Roller Derby versus Trans Rollers United. That was, an upset in the score, but or an upset by rankings, but the score, holy smokes, 302 to 74. True ended up winning that one. So lower ranked, but coming out ahead, the 12 versus 22 seed.
That was a big upset for sure.
There's more upsets to come, though.
Well, here's another one for you. You ready? So Team Badass versus Jersey All-Stars. This was a 10 versus 24. And Jersey came out and was like, you know what? We struggled at Skate Wars last year, but this year we're bringing it. And Jersey was able to beat Badass 204 to 150, which was a big surprise.
Yeah. And then Skatanic Temple versus Wisconsin today. There was still an air of mystery about Skatanic Temple. How are they going to gel? Could they beat a slightly more established Wisconsin team? Question was yes, but it was going to be at the last minute, and it was going to take some incredible time management from Skatanic Temple and their bench, led by Bon Appetit. So they made some fantastic time management decisions down the line that ended up winning that one by 7 for Skatanic Temple.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, then we've got a couple more matchups. Mord, that new Missouri team that we predicted yesterday was going to be a Cinderella team, that happened. And Mord surprised Maryland, winning that game 163 to 144. But Maryland, who struggled last year here at Skate Wars, they showed up. And this game was, I call it an accordion game. So it was like a cat and mouse game. So Mord really did control the game, but Maryland kept catching up every single time you'd turn around. So it's like, okay, I'm free, and then boom, 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 they were coming for it. And a couple times, Maryland even got in front of Mord.
Yeah.
So this one, I would suggest, is another really good rewatch. That was a very fun game and ended really close, all the way down to the last couple jams.
I'm glad you're saying the rewatch thing. I forgot to mention that, but that Skatanic Temple in Wisconsin one. Watch that one, too, especially the second half. Wild.
Wonderful. So next we had our next upset. This is the fourth upset of the day. Like we had some upsets.
I mean, this was a narrow one, but still.
This was very narrow. So Iowa versus Florida. This was 15-17 with the rankings. So not a huge upset because they're pretty close in the rankings. This one ended up going to Florida. More on Florida in a minute. This is going to be exciting.
We just keep teasing that one, but it's going to be good.
We're just going to tease it.
It's going to be good.
Florida won that one 169 to 144. It was a close game throughout.
Yeah.
Florida did lead for most of it, but Iowa kept it close and is really, I mean, I'm watching a game right now where Iowa is doing real well against the other team they're facing. I'm not going to say because I don't. Actually, you already saw this. Never mind. Anyway, Iowa is continuing to be very strong against another team that they're playing against right now on track 2. Okay, I'm just going to let you talk now, Danny.
That's fine. I'll pick it up from here. Texas and API is up next. And that one, the score showed you what it was. I mean, API, however, did a great job. We talked about their narrow victory earlier against Team Ohio, that 2-point victory that sent them right to Texas. Texas is a team ready to go. And you know that anyway, but they just double Stampsies it today with that victory over API. And Texas won a top 5 ranked team in this tournament, played like it. API showed some flashes and showed great cohesion, hung in the entire time, but it's a top 5 team, and Texas played like it.
Yeah, and that Texas team was the first game of the top 8 teams, and it was the first game. So the next few games we're talking about, these ones are really expected that those top 8 teams, if anything was surprising here, it would be a really big upset.
Right.
And we had so many upsets in the morning. We were ending up having some 23, 22, 24 ranked teams playing teams ranked in the top 8. So we knew that some of these might be a bit of a blowout, but some of them were not as much of a blowout as we expected, and there may even be an upset in here coming up. With that being said, New York, ranked 3, played Salam. New York did come out with the win as expected, 239 to 104, but Salam was looking strong in this game, coming in with 104 against a 3 seed team. Really good job by Salam.
Salam's battle tested. I mean, that's a team that has played in big tournaments before. They played in the World Cup. They played in the All-Stars. So this format doesn't surprise them. With many of these collective teams, it's a matter of who shows up and who plays well and how you can reconfigure your roster. So Salam really showed up big time in their 2 bouts today. We'll move on to Pennsylvania versus Indiana. And let's just call them what it is. Pennsylvania is now a rival for us.
They are now a rival for Team Indiana. Or a nemesis. Can we call them a nemesis?
I'd say so. 2 victories in 2 years, I mean, and Penn took care of business today. A 258 to 44 victory. Sort of indicative of what you would see with their rankings. However, the way Indiana played this morning, you might have thought maybe they've got something else in the tank, but Pennsylvania really took over. They're so veteran, they're so cohesive. Another one of those pipeline states that has great cohesion from their juniors all the way up. So Pennsylvania really showed up as a number. What are they? 3 seed. So they played like one today.
Next we had at 3:45 California versus True. This is another one of those games that I would say would be a great rewatch.
Yep.
This was a super physical game between California and True. California was so speedy coming out of the pack. The game was very close the whole time. It was really low scoring at the beginning of this game, and Cali really only started pulling away at the end. So I would definitely suggest that Cali versus True game for a rewatch. Cali ended up pulling it out 192 to 140, but was a really close game, and I'm excited to see what True does tomorrow in the tournament.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that in a minute.
We'll get to that in a moment. Michigan and Skatanic Temple. This one went kind of as expected too. 358 to 29, Michigan over Skatanic Temple. After that epic close victory that Skatanic Temple had earlier, Michigan really looks like a top team now. I mean, no, we didn't think there'd be any questions, but a 300-plus point victory, there is no question Michigan is a team to beat.
Absolutely. And now we get to Kansas versus Mord. This is our first Big 8 upset. Kansas came in ranked higher. Mord won their way into this game, and Mord came out on top, 169 to 147. This game was super close the whole time. Mord got lead more often than Kansas did. That both of those teams, because remember last night we talked about them being neighbors. So there were lots of skaters who skate together on home teams that were skating against each other on Missouri and on Kansas. So it's a very physical game. It was very fast. It was really offense heavy, much more about the offense than it was about the defense. K-Woo went Steele, so K-Woo for Mord and Steele for Kansas were the most effective jammers in that game. Really, really good one for a rewatch. Definitely one you want to look at.
Yeah, and then another one that sort of finished as expected, the Philippines blowing out Jersey 243 to 42. Philippines, however, is one of those teams to watch. Tomorrow, watch them beyond because, tournament to tournament, you're continuing to see good performance out of the Philippines. And there's different personnel, but this pool of talent that this collective has pulled together, very, very good. I mean, they're one of the emerging, I'd say, collective teams around that can really make some noise.
All right, and our last game of the top 8 was the number 1 seed versus Florida, who won their way into this game.
Yep.
So we were expecting Black Diaspora, the winners from last year, challenging. They're ready to win this whole thing again.
A 1 seed versus a 17 seed.
1 seed versus 17. The final score 146 to 109. The winner was Florida.
And
shocked everybody.
And almost wire to wire, Florida had that one in the bag. I mean, they controlled the tempo. Black Diaspora had a short bench. I mean, others may have counted. I counted 14.
Yeah, they do have a short bench. I definitely noticed that.
And they were digging deeper into their bench than they normally have before. So this was a team that was trying to find themselves, which is unexpected for 1 seed. I can't tell you a time where I've seen a spread that far of an upset. A 17 beating a 1. I don't think I've ever seen that.
It was crazy. And so Black Diaspora and Florida were really close at the beginning. I was actually in another room, and I got a phone call, and they said, get out here and watch this game. And then Florida started to pull apart as we got towards the end of the first half, and then into the second half, Florida really took off with it. But in the entire game, those skaters, those teams, so much fun to watch, and it was a great game, and I can't wait to see what Florida and Black Diaspora do tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to get your butt kicked to really motivate yourself.
Yep.
Maybe that's what does it for Black Diaspora to salvage that and finish with a respectable number.
Yeah. Well, after that one, we've kind of got things set for tomorrow a little bit. Tonight, right now, we have the losers bracket is going on, so the teams that lost today twice are now playing each other to kind of see where they're going to be tomorrow and what's going to happen. And so that is going to be we don't know much about that right now, so we can't tell you a lot. But there were some close scores. I was seeing Ohio and help me out here. Who was over there? Ohio and Michigan. I was noticing that score was pretty
back
close
and forth the whole
on
time.
That one. So definitely some games to watch there. But with that being said, Tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go get some sleep. And when we wake up tomorrow, we're going to be looking at some games. So let's tell you a little bit about, we want to give you a preview of some of the games to watch for tomorrow.
Action starts at 9.
Action starts at 9. Our first game is going to be with API Fury and Salam. They both won their first game and lost their second. On this one, I want to give Salam the edge just based on score differentials and the hubbub I've been hearing about the strength of Salam.
Yeah.
But API, I've also been hearing some really good things about them as well. So both being new teams, this could go any direction.
Yeah. And for the 9:30 bout, this will be the second one tomorrow. If you're counting for whatever reason, game 22 of this giant bracket, Indiana versus Trans Rollers United, the 22 seed for True, the 14 seed for Indiana. Neither of these teams have played each other. Both won one and lost one. True's second game, it was a close one against California, and Indiana struggled against their now nemesis, as we've called them, Pennsylvania. But this one, I think, has potential to go the distance. I think this is, again, a matter of who's got the hot hand. Both of these teams have strong benches and a lot of depth. So, really, I'm even though it's a 22-14, I think True is going to show up and give Indiana all they've got.
Yeah, I think this is a one to watch for tomorrow for sure. That definitely something that I'm going to be wanting to see because I think this could be very close.
Yeah.
Our next game, I think, is going to be a physical one. This is going to be at 10:15. It's going to be Kansas versus Black Diaspora. Both teams did not expect to be here in this game because this is a losers bracket game, and they both were ranked in the top 8.
Right.
So this is going to be, they both are going to want this win because they were expecting to come in as favored teams.
Yeah.
So Black Diaspora and Kansas, that could be a really good one. I have a feeling it's going to be pretty physical, though, because when you're coming in as a, predicted to do really, really well, and then you lose your first game, you're going to really want that win.
Motivation. I mean, you can pull motivation out of lots of things, but an unexpected loss is, unfortunately, that's about as good a motivation as you'll ever find.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
The next matchup, 10:45 a.m. tomorrow, Skatanic Temple versus Jersey. This is a 16-24 seed. Jersey, their first game, it's like, wow, where did this team come from? This is not a 24 seed. Their next game, they kind of played about where we would expect. But can Jersey pull that momentum from game one and bring it into this Skatanic Temple matchup? That's to be determined. But Skatanic Temple, I'll tell you, that win against Wisconsin is going to carry them a long time.
I think it will, too.
Yeah, watch that one again, too.
That one would be good. The next game, 11:15 tomorrow morning, Eastern Time. I called this one yesterday, and I'm so excited because I said all I want is another matchup between Texas and New York. Last year, these two teams matched up, and Texas came out with the win. But New York came in higher ranked than Texas, and now New York, number 3, is playing Texas, number 5. New York is going to be like, we want this. This is a rematch for the ages. Yeah. And I am so excited to watch Texas and New York in this battle again this year.
That one, that's going to bring out the crowds. That's a Saturday afternoon matchup, late morning. I guess it'll go into the afternoon. Yeah. People are going to come for that one. That's going to be a big one. Moving on, that was Texas versus New York. Now we've got Mord versus Florida, and these are the Cinderellas so far. Both of these were kind of called out, at least Mord was. And then Florida, that win against Black Diaspora, still just mind-boggling that a 17 beat a 1 like that. Mord the 9 seed. 7-seeded Kansas was the victim of Mord earlier, so they're an upset winner also. Not quite as much as 17-1, but these are teams that'll be ready to play.
I think so, too.
They're teams coming off of improbable victories, so we'll see how that energy carries.
Yep. All right, the next one at 12:30 is going to be Penn versus Cali, number 4 versus number 6.
Circle that one too.
That one was expected. So this was right along what was supposed to happen in the bracket. These two were supposed to meet each other, and this is going to be a battle to make the semifinals later in the evening. The favorite here is Penn because both teams last year played Team Philippines. Penn won and beat Philippines. Cali lost to Philippines. So that's why Penn is the favorite here, but it's anybody's game.
Yeah, it really is. The last one we'll talk about is Michigan versus Philippines. That's a 2 versus 8 seed. Like I said, Michigan is playing like the team to beat right now, but Philippines has shocked people in other tournaments. They're shocking people in this tournament. They're a team primed for an upset.
Absolutely.
Michigan on their home court is going to be hard to beat. However, it's still a strong one. A 2 seed versus an 8 seed. I really like what this one could potentially be.
Yep. And then the next 4 games from 1:45 till 4:15, those are the teams that are playing right now.
Yeah.
They're playing into kind of a winner's bracket, loser's bracket from that. So those teams will fill out the rest of that, and then we'll get into some of the bigger games of the night. The ones to note, Danny talked about this at the beginning, are the 7:15
Yep.
and the
8:15 or 7:45,
8:15. So the winner of those 2 games will go into play for first place.
Yeah.
So those are the semifinal games, 7:45 and 8:15, and the winners of those 2 games will battle it out for being Skate Wars champion.
On prime time, baby, on Sunday.
Prime time, Saturday night.
Yep.
Okay, we did this yesterday, so let's do some predictions.
Okay.
What I want to predict first is the upset.
All right.
So out of the games we've talked about for tomorrow, which one do you think is going to be the upset? We have both written it down. Well, I wrote it down. I don't know what
you
Danny
wrote
did.
yours down.
So
oh, dang it. Okay, now I do remember.
Okay, so why don't you go
we-
first, and I'll tell you if we met. Don't look.
I can't even read.
I know.
yours.
I made it dark so
Yeah.
you couldn't read it.
Mine's kind of a puny upset. Like it's not a huge one, but it's Texas #5 over #3 New York.
Yeah.
I really think from what I saw out of Texas, from what Texas historically does, and kind of some of their results in these bigger tournaments in recent years. Like I think there's some hidden motivation there. They really want to finish high and to get into a championship match, they're going to have to beat a team as tough as New York. I think they can do it. I really think Texas is that
But
upset
New
for me
York
tomorrow.
wants that. They
know.
didn't win last year, and they're ranked higher.
know.
New York is going to want that win so
I know. Stop talking me
bad.
out of this. No, I really do
Okay.
think in Texas
I think that one's
trust
literally
for
a
this
coin.
one.
It's a coin flip
Yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah.
All right, you want to hear mine? It's a
Sure.
little bit dangerous. Mine is I'm going with a crazy upset for my prediction.
All right. It's spooky.
All right, I'm going with Philippines over Pennsylvania.
Okay, yes, that's a all right.
That's
You're
a big
dropping
that's
bombs.
a big one.
Okay.
That's a big one.
All right.
Because Pennsylvania's ranked second.
Right.
But Philippines has shown up so
know.
strong. I think this one could be a potential
I love
upset.
that pick. I kind of want to steal that pick because Philippines has been one of the darlings of this tournament. All right.
We'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see. Okay, so we've told you a bunch of things about today. We've told you some things about tomorrow. If we were to pick one game that we would want you to watch, I'm going to tell you to watch Mord versus Florida.
Yep.
Missouri Roller Derby versus Florida. I think that one. I mean, we've already talked enough. First of all, we've talked enough about Texas and New York.
Yeah.
You know we want you to watch that
Sure.
one. But Mord versus Florida, both of those teams coming into this tournament as underdogs in the 9 through 24, winning their way in. They weren't even they didn't get a bye for the first round, and they're going to be competing tomorrow for a chance to go to the semifinal game. So that one is definitely one to
Yeah.
watch.
Well,
what about you?
Your upset kind of stole the show. Like that Philippines bout, I think, is going to be something worth watching. If nothing else, just to see if there could be an upset possible. But still, like no matter what, that is going to be a good bout.
Absolutely. Oh, you know what? I do want to make a correction. It is Philippines and Michigan that are
Correct.
playing each other,
Yeah.
not Philippines and Pennsylvania.
Sorry,
So that's an even bigger choice I just made then for choosing Philippines, but I'm
You
going to
dropped-
stick with it.
You dropped a big old bomb on all of us. I'm still recovering.
I'm doing it. I'm doing
Okay.
it. Okay. Well, with that being said, that kind of gets us through tomorrow. We will be back again tomorrow night to keep you updated on everything. I'm going to continue to be a dork on our socials. I'm
please
just
do.
going to be silly and
Please
post
bring-
lots of fun stuff on
the
the
nerdery.
Derby Date Night Facebook
Yeah.
page. Tune in on the Lansing Roller Derby YouTube to see all of the action live all day tomorrow, all 3 tracks. Also follow Skate Wars,
Yep.
follow all the teams. Just start following
Follow
and
Derby Date
liking
Night for goodness sake
everything and Derby Date Night.
I mean, you're already following that probably, but tell your friends.
Tell your friends all about Derby Date Night.
Goodness sake.
Bringing you some exclusive, crazy predictions and some really bad jokes, but that's what we do best. All right, with that being said, I'm looking forward to a great day tomorrow. We'll be back again with you tomorrow night here on Derby Date Night. Woo. Bye!